just wanna show you my friend's house. She has a cross stitch here, and I wanna show how it looks like in the interior. And this is French lavender by Dimensions. I don't know if you remember this kit, but it's quite old one. It was reprinted for Russian-speaking countries, for Russia, and yeah, she stitched it last year. Now it's here in her house, looking good. Also, she has smaller designs, and I'm not gonna show you now. There is a glass, regular glass, but in life it doesn't look as clear as on camera. I stitched this design. Also on Ada I did not change, she did not change as well. Very pretty design. Next is Design Works Joyful. You still can get this kit. I think even Hobby Lobby I've seen it many times, but not sure about now. It's quite pretty design when it's stitched. Change fabric to linen. Originally it's supposed to be on Ada, but let me tell you, it's so cute and very gentle when you see it stitched and framed. This is her stitching spot. She stitched her here for 5 years, and I don't know if you're familiar with French designers. There is a series with flowers, with fruits, and somehow on camera it's looking very dark, but it's much better in person. She's stitching now lions from Dimensions. She loves Dimensions. She has a quite collection of these kits. And these lions she's gonna stitch. It was reprinted. It was such an old kit, and it's easy to stitch. As well, she has some smaller designs. This one she just finished. She replaced fabric. Here was Ada originally, and she hand dyed it with coffee and tea. Dimensions Gold. She also made some changes in ribbons. It's supposed to be just backstitch. She made coaching. Little cute design from Dimensions, but this is cruel. It's not cross stitch. On top she has her other design from Veronica Janier. And this is Glycinia. Oh, I don't know how you say it in English. I think Glycinia. Well, another design from Jan Lin. And she stitched it on even weave. Originally it's supposed to be Ada. And I want to show you view. Very beautiful cave. It's great. Look how high buildings here. It's crazy. We are on 14th floor. I love high buildings. Just want to show you poppies in the kitchen. Look how big is the table compared to the picture. It's quite large, more than meter and 30 centimeters I think altogether, or around this size. And it's stitched on even weave, I think. Yeah, looks like even weave, or maybe Murano or whatever. And I'll show you closer details. She said it was quite easy design, but it looks so good. Lots of colors. I like it so much. I love poppies. I've heard somewhere that if you stitch poppies, or if you have a picture of poppies, it's good for the financial situation in your family, but I don't know if it's true. Maybe it is. And it was her first experience teaching on even weave. Before she was teaching on Ada, and this is her first experience. Another cute design from Cross Stitch magazine. Can't remember the name, but she just finished it and she framed pomegranates. Lots of stitchers from our countries, they stitched this design because it was L, and it's finished, and lots of girls now having this design in their houses. But it's pretty. I'll show you the view from the kitchen. As you can see, Kiev is huge, and the way it grows, it's...
Эти тучи, кажется, темные вот здесь, ты посмотри.
Look at the
На
sky.
самом деле не так же.
Because we're having rain now every single day. We're tired from rain. One of the most famous designs from Dimensions Gold, big designs, it's Rose of the Soul. As you can see, it's framed. I can't remember if I show you this picture in winter time when my friend was taken from framing store, but now I just want to show you the frame, and I love how it looks in her hall. It's big, and the picture looks also big. Next to it, another design from Dimensions, wreath of all seasons, and you can see it's all framed and it's stitched on 18 count of Aida, but you can replace it to even weave or linen or stitch on original fabric. I love details here, and I've heard many people said it's very interesting to stitch this design because of these details, and because you complete one part, you feel like you achieved something. Another part of your house, she has peacocks by Riolis. This is Russian kit, and she replaced fabric here. I think it's even weave or Murana, and they're looking so good. She loves peacocks like I do. I actually stitching one now. And in her corridor she has another design from Dimensions, of course, because she liked it. Last year she gave to her husband this as a gift for their wedding anniversary. I'll show you details here. Very pretty. She didn't change fabric. Valerie. And this is Lucas. If you're not familiar with this design, you can check. Very, very famous in Russian countries, and originally it's from Moldova. The company is in Moldova. I like this bouquet because it's bright, detailed, and it looks good in interior. And we just moved to the bedroom. This is Mereshka. It was Ukrainian company, now it's Polish. Well, they're based in Poland, but I see still model stitchers are in Ukraine. But this was very popular design back in 2015-17, was quite popular design. There are a series of these girls, they're with different animals, with pigs even, I remember. And on top of the bed we have two very, very cute designs from Valerie's daughter. She stitched a couple of years ago, and she's very proud of it because this is her daughter's first cross-stitch designs and work she stitched by, I guess it's from magazine. Next design is, I guess, from Lucas. It was stitched by Valerie's sister and gifted to her daughters. Very pretty, very beautiful, and it's great for the kids' bedroom. Again, I'm showing the view. Every window has different view, of course. And another design is, I think it's a row of bears or something like that, by Dimensions. She stitched it 7 years ago, if not more, and I think it's on 14 count of Aida. Lots of stitchers having this design in their collection, and they stitch it. Another design I'll show you, it's quite rare to see because it is Cruel again. She does have some designs stitched like that, and it's with cross stitch ABC. I like the framing work, it's quite nice because all the attention coming to the sampler. Well, to me it's sampler because I don't think it's something else, but you correct me if I'm wrong. She loves stitching Cruel because it's quite quick and sometimes she misses it. I'll show you this from far. Yeah. And girls can learn ABC in English. So now we are in a bathroom, and just want to show how this design looks together with other bathroom stuff. And if not familiar, this is Dimensions Gold. Very difficult design. I've heard many stitchers were telling me that to stitch this design it's not easy, because lots of details, lots of backstitch, even there are some French knots. I'll show you closer. But it does look amazing when you look far. You don't even see it's stitched. She loves this framing because of the mirror here. It looks together good. Also another side she has, it's okay, flowers. We were trying to remember how you call it. Well, we couldn't remember the name of this design, but it also not the easy one. Lots of details, lots of changes, and I think she stitched like 5 years ago. Again, it's all matching the design inside, and I think it's quite cute when you stay in shower. When you take in shower, you look at the window. We are in the bedroom, and another design from Ukrainian company called Lasko, but maybe it's a replica for another design called Fujiko. I am more than sure that this is pretty design, and it's located on top of the bed. It's lovely. I like it so much. Stitched on even V fabric, and yeah, this is quite large design, as you can see. Next, she has a pillow stitch, but nobody allowed to sit on the pillow. You have to turn it because lots of work here, and she just like it for the decoration. But again, she was washing it, and it's still in great condition, and she loved this pillow. This is designed by Riolis, Russian kit, and she decided to make a pillow, and why not? It will decorate your house as well. Not every cross stitch should be in frame. And the last design I'm gonna show you, this is Cardinals by Butzilla. If you know, I'm stitching them as well, and together we started plus minus at the same time. I'll show you closer. She struggled in flowers because there was lots of quarter stitches and backstitch changes. Birds themselves was easy to stitch, but the rest was good, and it's lovely. Guys, thank you very much for being with us today. Hopefully you like the gallery of Valerie because she's really trying, and we will have another video I guess in autumn, because during this time she will change her pictures. She's keeping them now in safe place, but then she will show us another variant of your house decoration. For now, thank you very much, and bye bye. Hello my dear friends, so let's start a new cross-stitch week, or 10 days, I don't know, my cross-stitch journal. I'm stitching currently Mirabilia. I was working on her for 3 days, but there is very little progress, and did not want to show you my 500 stitches for 3 days. I thought I see mosquito now, that's who is biting me. Anyway, I move my hoops, and you can't see what I stitch, but I can tell you now that I finish her hand, and with petite I show you before the result with 1 thread over 1 and with 2 threads over 1. It's a big difference. And mind, if you stitch in Mirabilia with petites, then you have to really pay attention. And I was talking about this in my video. If you want me to repeat, I will. If you want me to show, I will. But I decided not to work on all petits at one time. There is a little thread coming out, but this is how I fix my thread, and then I pull it in and I fix on the other side. But at the very beginning, this is how I start my petits. Very hard to see now, but yeah, I'll show you when it's all done. Of course, when you do 2/1, your stitches will be a little bit more messy than 1/1, because you know, threads are twisting and hard to see the result and achieve good result. So I'm stitching petits with I don't know if I have right now, but this needles, they're petits from DMC, or I'm using Sajou, very good ones. I like them, and they lay your thread the way you want. And also you can use them for backstitch. For backstitch also you can use stitching threads. I bought once on eBay this whole kit just to try, and for me it was just because of the picture as well. But appears these needles are very good quality and I like them, but for daily basics I would not buy them. And yeah, I'm just happy to have them, and once in a while I'm using them, especially petits. My box here is still the same. Of course, some threads are on my organizer because I prefer to put all the threads with needles here, but I don't use the whole skein of threads. Just for future stitches, if I finish with I will cut more, but yeah, these threads I know I'm gonna use the whole skein that is here, and another brown color is not with me. Oh, it's somewhere here. Yeah, some threads are out. Anyway, this one 33.71. I'll need 3 skeins, or how much, I don't know. I just saw the key. The key is actually quite good. Yeah, 2 skeins. As you remember, if you stitch Mirabilia before, you know Nora Corbett, she loves these symbols turned in different sides, sometimes 3 symbols just in different angles. But she heard some advices from stitcher that it's hard. Sometimes you use the same thread for different symbols because you confuse when you're stitching, you forget, especially when you have few designs stitching at the same time. Then it's easier to remember when you have one Mirabilia, and still you will confuse, still you will do wrong stitches with the wrong thread. But now she does very well, and her key are excellent. I love the chart. I like the quality of it, and sometimes I just miss Mirabilia chart because this is one of my favorite. Of course, I love Dimensions chart, but I think Mirabilia for me #1. And both of them I'm used to. Maybe some people don't like black and white chart, but I'm used to this kind of charts. And yeah, I just catch all the symbols which is for beads. And some people use marker to mark these colors, and they don't stitch them while they're going. So at the very end you add beads on top of stitches. When all work is done, you add beads. But some people, they like to have to move a little bit because I'm sitting on a very uncomfortable place. Some people, they don't stitch like me. They stitch everything at one time. They prefer to do beading as they go, same like backstitch. But backstitch I usually do always as I go. With Mirabilias, yeah, don't leave at the very end. It's like really nothing. Here you can see I stitch some backstitch, and it's even fun. It's give you some time to relax, and yeah, and it's always nice to see a little backstitch on your pretty Mirabilia. My plan to finish her hair. As I said, I want to finish her in the summertime, and I really love working on her, and I miss working on one project constantly. I don't like to put it back, but sometimes I do feel now that I need to have some break, and yeah, for now I enjoy her, and for now I want to stitch her as quickly as possible, but I do have breaks, and I stitch something in between. Anyway, I also replace her skin to Splendor Rainbow Gallery. These are silks, and when you do working with these threads, you have to remember that original color, for example 819. I don't think there is one in this chart, but I'm just giving you an example. Originally 819, a little bit darker than this color of silk. Why do I choose lighter thread in silks? Because when you stitch with petites, your color change a little bit, so you see it's a little bit darker, more bright, and then the skin becomes not as original one. And to achieve the original color, you have to choose silks, lighter silks, to get the result Nora show on her designs. Then you decide how to do your petites. Either it's half stitch or it's a full cross. It's all up to you. I would love to make the full cross, but because of my eyes, I don't want to be blind, to be honest. I don't want to, and I just do half stitches. But I've seen Mirabilia still stitch with full cross, 1/1. It's amazing. It's really great work, but I'm not ready to do it with all my Mirabilias, and I'm even thinking to go back to normal crosses and just stitch with cross stitch her face, her body, her everything, her skin. And yeah, so many people ask me how to organize my project, for example Mirabilia project. As you can see, I have hoops, I have box of threads where is all the colors I need. I have my Paco organizer. Really, it will help you to stitch faster. Trust me, I cannot stitch as fast as I do without organizer. I even can make my own organizer, handmade, you know. Just take any piece of hard fabric or foam and just put symbols on top with a piece of paper, even put your needle on it, and this is your organizer. But yeah, Paco for me it's the best. I know there are much cheaper organizers from China. You can use them, of course, some of them even better, but I have enough of Paco organizers, and some of them from 2015, and they will last me forever. I think they will. So that's it for my first video. We'll see how much I will stitch. Just remember, I stitch a little bit more. You can't see it, but they're not as much as you think. Ta-da! So this is my progress for today. I think it's 19th or 18th of June. Can't remember, guys, what is the day. Today is Saturday, I know for sure. We are busy at home, cleaning some stuff, packing, unpacking, throwing stuff, giving away some clothing, and just reorganizing our shelves. I decided to show you quickly what I've done so far in these days. Susie, she's trying to pick me because she's thinking I'm doing something without her, and she's not happy about it. Anyway, I want to show you one area which look how visible it now. I was counting if I did mistake or no, but it will go away. Don't mind it.
So this area I was restitching like 6 times. I'm not joking, seriously, 6 times. I made mistake after another mistake, and sometimes, let me see that stitch. Oh no, it's just have to pull. Yeah, I first remove stitches and I put back at the same place. I was like, oh no. I restitch it again with mistake, another mistake. Anyway, I have to work on her skin, make her face, and then I will go back to that area and I will be half done with her, and then I just have to stitch her dress. That's it. But it's a lot of work, I have to tell you, because recently I don't have much time to stitch, but I do. I slowly stitch. So this is for today.
So this is my progress so far. Decided to stitch something else, maybe to do something else, because I'm getting tired from this design. I like it very much, but I just wish I have lots of time to stitch it non-stop, so I don't think how long I've been working on this design. And it's been a while, and we'll see. Maybe I will stitch something else for a day or two, and I will miss her so much. Anyway, I don't want to leave her for a long time. This is my finish focus for summer 2021, and I can't wait to add another Mirabilia to my collection. So you can see I didn't stitch her face because of petite, obviously, but I have to complete this angle. There is very little left, and it will be half of my work after I finish face and her hand. As well, I will beat her after I finish. I always beat Mirabilia designs at the very end in hands, because I'm using hoops and I don't want to destroy any bits. And even if I was stitching it on a stand or so, on a frame that gives me the whole ability to bead, I would not do that, because your other stitches, well, that thread will stuck probably in the beads. Yeah, this is a rose from the garden of my friend. She knows I love flowers, and she gave it to my sister yesterday. Beautiful, you know. I found yesterday on Instagram one lady, she teaching people to learn. Guys, I'm so happy, so happy. She has a face now. Ophelia just got her lips done and the whole skin. It was hard for me to do because I didn't stitch petite for a long time, but I still remember how to do that. And I am on this area right now, like exactly halfway through. Still lots of stuff to stitch, but at least it will be no petite, because petite it's the most difficult stuff for me. As well, her face, you know, if you will stitch exactly how Nora charted, you probably most likely will achieve a similar result, but it's not always the same, because this is threads and fabric, and when they dancing together, sometimes there are little difference in original. And look at her face here. Actually, I like her crisscrosses as well. Mind that I did not add beads. And again, when you stitch on linen, on other fabrics, thread a little bit differently than on other people, right? And every Mirabilia has different face. There is always something to see. There is always something, I don't know, maybe that's what I'm saying. where is Nicola showing her samplers, and I fell in love. Really, I fell in love. There are different size, not size, 2 meters, 4 meters long threads, and if I will run off some of them, because I'm gonna stitch on 40 count, I just will order from her, and she delivers so fast. This lady from Ukraine, I like working with her because previously another online store I did work and everything was okay, but I felt the owner was a little bit weird with me, and one time I tried to order and she changed her numbers, she changed usually when you send inside Ukraine money, they comes like in seconds, same like on PayPal and other banks. You send from one bank to another one, it takes no time to receive, but she did not reply to me if she received or not, and after a few days I asked her if she received my money. She said no, I did not receive. Anyway, it was a big story. I tried to send a few times and then she disappeared again. She came back to me, she said, oh, I received. I said, this is not the way you work, because to me I was stressed, like what's going on. And then she's like, oh, take your money back. And I'm like, okay. And then I found a lady who was selling this thread. Actually, she was talking about me in her chat, and one of the lady who was in the chat, she texted me and she said, order from this Marina, she's fast, she's better, she's much cheaper, and I'm really happy about it. So thank you to my followers, they're always on my side. I'm really happy to find her, because now I can save with all these organizers and her threads. I spend 4 times less money than I usually will spend if I'll buy all skeins. So it's a really big difference, and you know, instead of 1 sampler you can kit 4. Besides, I want to show you what I've stitched in these days. I was busy with work, that's why we delayed. We supposed to be in Kiev right now, but it did not happen because I have to sort some things out here, and we stay for another week. Anyway, I'm happy because I stayed for Daniel's birthday, even he was okay with us leaving, and we had amazing time. He was super happy, and I was happy to see my dear son and to be with him on this important day. That's why I didn't stitch that much. This is peonies in vase. The design I like very, very much from long time, and it looks easier than other designs because lots of area you don't stitch, and even stitches you have to make, they are not as difficult as usual gold petites, but this one also has lots of backstitch, so I'll make my backstitch as I go. Very hard to stitch on this fabric, and I understand why people change it, but guys, if I have to change every dimensions petites, then I have so much fabric, and I'm fine with the fabric I have, and especially when I will frame, it won't be visible if I will frame, you know, because I have lots of designs, and I'm thinking now maybe I'll never frame some of my work, which is sad, but what can I do? I don't have a mention yet, but maybe later I will. And the designer, who is the designer, is, I don't see it. Maybe, oh, by Valery Chuykov. This is Russian designer or artwork. Very interesting. I would like to Google and see his other things, because I'm now curious. I was impressed that this was by a Russian designer. My dear friends, I want to show you one design from just now. I decided to kit it up with threads. I do have fabric for this sampler, but threads, I was thinking which one to choose, either Swadalji or DMC. I made working copy already for this design. As you can see, also you can stitch it with anchor threads, and there is another thread here in the embellishment bag, plus charm plus beads. So this is a number of just 9. This was, I think, the original chart, because just now they reprinted this design, and some people have, not in this design, there is another one house where is chart instead of gold they put silver, but not in this one. So I decided to order cutted threads, not the skein, because it's cheaper and it's by 5 meters each one, and I save lots of money this way. A lady in Ukraine, she does it in her store. She has lots of threads and she just cut for customers how much they need, but usually she knows how much you will use for this or another sampler, and yeah, I was more than happy to order from her because it saved me lots of money. Besides it, I order other stuff. This is beads. If you dimensions fan, you know that dimensions, they do have similar ones, but they are not as good quality as these pearls. There are another one, the white one, I also want to buy, but maybe later. Hudson, New York. Interesting. So more threads for this design you will need is the silks 103, or what's this silks? No, this is very good name, I like it. This is Trebizond, very scary name, Trebizond. Maybe you read it some little bit different, but to me it's very scary name. And you will need 3 skeins of it, plus another one. What is the name? French also. Perle, Swadalji, 16 meters 101. And this is very cute bobbin. I like it so much. I even wanted to order just for the decoration from from Etsy some antique ones, but when I opened this order, I was like, oh wow, this is something I was looking for. And this white bobbins I also like, very nice. So all this I will need for sampler from Just Nan. What else did I order is another Swadalji threads, also cutted ones, for Hands Across the Sea sampler. I don't have it right now with me because it's in my stash, but to save my time, again, I did show in one of my video, this chart was one of my first designs I saw in one of Nashville's markets, but where who is watching me for some time, remember I have this horse, and I started them right on Daniel's birthday, or I was teaching on Daniel's birthday last year, and I'm happy because I came back. I did not plan to stitch it again. I just felt I want to stitch horses. I supposed to have this design every single day by little, or once a week I decided to stitch, but then this plan collapsed and now I'm catching up. So maybe I will come back to this schedule, but you know, with work, with kids, with travelings, I don't have routine, so we'll stitch as I go now. Actually, in a few hours we have to leave to Kiev, whole house full of luggages. We're trying to check everything, and yeah. This is the design I wanted to stitch less than other horses I've stitched before, and now I'm slowly falling in love with this design. It's pretty by itself. I just don't like that the background it's not as pretty as other one, but it will be easier to stitch. It's just a little bit boring. This part you can really stitch in no time. The grass it will be a little bit difficult, but it's not as difficult as other designs. Just in this horses by a stream, I remember the name of the kit. Really beautiful, really pretty. I like dimensions, background. Yes, especially where is the trees, looks like sun coming down, or maybe it's early morning, hard to say, but yeah. The thing is, as I told you, I was teaching this last year, and now if you look properly, this brown little bit different than these colors. They are similar on camera, but they do have some colors. I don't know, I catch it immediately, but how to show this on camera, I don't know. Maybe it's with the time they change their color. The threads are all on my organizer. I did not take any leftover or whatever. Everything here on original organizers, and I did not mix with any other threads. Yeah, so this is the progress I have. To be honest, I thought that I completed all the horses and I need to stitch on the background. And when I started stitching, I did not have chance to record a video to show you what was in the beginning, because it was noisy here, and I can show you on the chart, but you will see it a little bit later. I started to trace everything with a yellow marker and I finish with a green. Anyway, I stitch this part, back part of the horse, a little bit on top of here, and this part as well. When I will complete all these horses, the most difficult part will be grass, but I love stitching with green colors. And okay,